Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Insane Worlds. 6. Maori heads. There's something disturbing about the Maori heads on a few different levels. These artifacts originate about as far away from England as possible. They were made as an important cultural symbol by the Maori people of New Zealand, who carefully tattooed and dried these heads were used in ceremonial rituals. Some of these heads are hundreds of years old, and hundreds of the heads have found their way into museums all over the world. English people landing in New Zealand in the late 1700s found the heads to be objects of curiosity, and it became rather trendy to acquire the heads for sale in England. Many of them now create a bit of macabre attention at the British Museum. New Zealand has sent multiple repatriation requests for these sacred objects and has managed to have several of them returned. However, many still remain on display in British museums and elsewhere in the world. 5. Hoa Hakananais. The giant piece of history is one of the most recognizable and remarkable pieces on display on the British Museum, perhaps because it originates so very far away from England, but also because of its size. This is one of the enormous heads of Easter Island fame, a mysterious artifact that historians have continued to ponder since these massive sculptures were discovered. The enormous heads were crafted sometime between 1400 and 1600. Members of the British Royal Navy took two of the heads in 1868 and brought them to England, where they have remained to this day despite many requests for them to be returned. It is believed that the Easter Island heads held great cultural or spiritual significance. 4. Taino wooden artifacts. Known officially as the Boinael figures and the Birdman, these wooden artifacts are among the most exotic pieces of art you can view at the British Museum. That's because they come from a vastly different culture and region of the world. These Taino artifacts came to the UK all the way from Jamaica, also known as the Carpenter's Mountain carvings. Jamaican historians say that the items were removed from a cave in this mountain. They were removed from the country and acquired by the British Museum sometime between 1799 and 1803. They became a formal part of the collection in 1977, according to an official request submitted to the UK by Jamaican officials. In the 1980s, 137 cultural artifacts originating in Jamaica were found to be at the British Museum. The country has requested all Jamaican artifacts to be returned, but these two in particular have been repeatedly named for their cultural importance. The Taino were the first humans to inhabit Jamaica, so their history value is immeasurable. 3. Neanderthal skulls. Though certainly not as display-friendly as the incredible Rosetta Stone or gorgeous Greek marbles, the Neanderthal skulls on display at Long's Natural History Museum are two of the most important artifacts ever discovered. These skulls helped scientists understand a great deal about the Neanderthals and have helped to form some of the basic knowledge we have of this other humanoid species. The remains were found in England. These skull fragments originated in Gibraltar. The Gibraltar National Museum has sent formal requests asking that these remains be returned. So far, those requests have not been honored. The skulls are believed to be around 50,000 years old. 2. Items from the Chinese Summer Palace. To this day, the looting and destruction of the Summer Palace remains a sore point between England and China. It all began with the death of Thomas Bowley, a foreign correspondent and British citizen. In retaliation for his death, British and French troops destroyed and burned the glorious Summer Palace, leaving it a heap of ruins. The palace was built by 1750, said to be one of the most beautiful buildings in the country and used to house some of the country's most prized artworks. The Summer Palace was a marvel, and its loss was a huge blow to the Chinese people. Today, the ruins stand as a frequently visited tourist site where visitors learn about the horrific destruction. An unknown amount of items were taken away from the site and ended up in English and French museums. It is believed that England has several items including imperial scepters, imperial vases, jade sculptures, and even pieces of a Chinese imperial throne. Various Chinese citizens and leaders have publicly called for European museums and art collectors to return these invaluable pieces of history to their homeland. 1. Relics of the Battle of Omdurman. During the British colonization mission in 1896 that went on until 1898, several artifacts from the Battle of Omdurman in modern-day Sudan were removed and taken to be displayed in various British museums. The Sudanese government has asked for the return of armor, weapons, skulls, and a military banner that were taken as trophies of war. Sudan wants the items for display in their own national museum in order to tell the true story of this battle according to their request. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.